Hi, my name is Guy Fredrickson. Today is Friday, January 21st, 2022. And this video is about the intake manifold I selected for my 1961 Chris Craft 17-foot ski boat that has the Chevy 283 engine in the flywheel forward configuration. So I wanted to talk about two things. Plugging the ports that go from the exhaust gas crossover up into the base of the carburetor, and also about selecting the proper intake manifold gasket for this marine engine application. So first off, I had this cleaned and sandblasted here locally, but before I sent it off for that, I wanted to clean out these two ports to the exhaust gas crossover. They were nearly completely blocked off with soot, which makes you wonder how effective they were anyway. So the drill size for that turned out to be a 29/64 that fit into the port without taking any metal off. So this is what I used to clean the soot out. Fortunately, that's the exact same size drill that you can use on this 1/2 by 20 tap. So I tapped these two ports out to accommodate these plugs I got from McMaster Car. So I tapped them just deep enough so that when these are all the way in, the top of this plug is below this face for the carburetor plate. And these plugs from McMaster Car are called cup point set screws, and here's the part number 92313A400. So that's an easy fix to plug those exhaust ports. And then on the carburetor wedges, I drilled these out, the holes through the carburetor wedge for the exhaust gases, but I still need to plug those and then fill in this area here where the aluminum was corroded away. And I'll show this and the base of the carburetor in more detail in another video. So that's one problem solved. The next issue is the appropriate intake manifold gasket. So I have three examples here. So this is a typical automotive intake manifold gasket made by Felpro. And here's another version where they include this plate in here, this steel plate, to block the exhaust gases from going through the crossover. But this is the appropriate gasket for the marine engine application. This particular one I got from Harper Marine Engines in Michigan that specialize in Chris Craft engines, and this is what they suggested I use. And I also have another set coming in from Seaway Marine. It's their Chris Craft gasket for the 283, and here's their part number 16.50-00236 kit. So on this exhaust manifold, here's your exhaust gas crossover, and here are the intake ports that go to the cylinders. On this particular manifold, this port is completely blocked off, and then there's a crossover port here for the cooling water. So on the automotive application, the automotive gasket accommodates all those ports. And then on this special version, it's a similar gasket, and this one blocks off the exhaust gas crossover port. But these are not what you want for a marine engine. This is the gasket that's suggested. So in this gasket, the intake ports are completely open. The exhaust gas crossover port is blocked a little bit. And then where there were water ports, they're completely blocked. And the reason you want that on this particular engine design is because this engine is cooled with lake water. And the raw water pump has two halves to it, two impellers that take in lake water and then send two streams of the water to each side of the engine, port and starboard side. So that water goes into the exhaust manifold. These are 3-pass exhaust manifolds. So the cooling water makes one pass through the exhaust manifold, then another pass. It exits the exhaust manifold. It enters the engine block. It goes through the engine block and comes out a port on the head, goes back into the exhaust manifold, makes another pass, and then mixes with the exhaust gases. So in this particular design, you don't want the two cooling water streams to communicate through this crossover port, and that's why this gasket blocks that port on both sides. Very important on this particular engine. Another big difference between a marine gasket and an automotive gasket is that automotive engines typically have a closed cooling system. So you're circulating the water glycol mixture through the engine. This marine engine is sucking in the lake water, which can be fresh water, it could be salt water. So the materials are different between these two gaskets. So this material is meant to accommodate the freshwater and seawater. And I was told that these gasket materials don't hold up very well under those conditions. So that's important for this style 283 flywheel forward engine. Well, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. And thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.